Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Okay, so let's continue with our SQL series preparation. So today we have another question that is based on the products and the sales revenue. And this is quite an interesting question, and this is not an easy question at all because here we will be solving the question where we are using two CTs. CTs were nothing but the common table expressions. Okay, so the question basically says, how do you retrieve the top 5 products by sales volume, excluding any products that had zero sales in the past 3 months? Okay, so first question says to retrieve the top 5 products. That means we can either use the ranking function or we can use the limit functions. And by sales volume. So sales volume in sense that means we must be using the sum functions because we are using the top 5 products by sales volume. Now there is a condition that we need to exclude any products that had zero sales in the past 3 months. That means for each product name or each product category, there are different sales volume based on the sales date, as you can see in the input table. And we need to compare that in the last 3 months, it should not be having any zero sales. And if we can see the input table, we have the product name, we have product A, product B, C, D, and E. If we can see carefully that for product D, there is sales volume is 000. So we can say this particular product D will not be appearing in the output table. And now let's continue with some different products like for E and for C, for A, there are some product volume and the sales volume has some numbers. All right. So now let's write the query in the notepad first. I know it will be a bit difficult for you to write the particular query in the notepad because it involves a lot of things, but we'll try. Okay. So we have already written the script. The script you will get in the description below. I will paste it down for you. Okay. So first is uh let's first select what we need. We need the product name. Let's go name. We need the sum of all the sales volume, that is sum of underscore sales volume. Let's alias it as total sales, total underscore sales. Now we need to use a case statement. So case when sales underscore volume, sorry, sales underscore date, it should be greater than the last 3 months. And how we can write that? We can write the current date. You can use this function in MySQL, current date minus interval 3 months. What these particular will do is that it will check if the current date is greater than, sorry, if the sale date is greater than the current date minus 3 months. That is, the sales date should be greater than or equal to the last 3 months. To write the last 3 months, we have to subtract current date, that is today's date, minus the interval 3 months. If it would have been asking for 3 days, then instead of month we have written days. And if the question would have been for year, then we have simply written year in this particular place. Perfect. Now when the sales date is greater than current date minus interval 3 month, then we need to pass what? The sales volume we need to pass. Sales volume. Else, let's say else 0, nothing. Okay. Now, whatever the values we have got, we need to pass the maximum value out of those things. So you just need to use the maximum of all the sales that has been got. For example, if you get 3 different sales, then out of this 3 sales, you need to get the maximum. If you need the minimum, then you can write the minimum here. Okay. Now let's alias it as recent sales flag. So from what is the table name? I think we have only one table. So from the product underscore sales, where the same condition we have to write, where the condition is it should be greater than equal to this. That is, the sale date should be greater than equal to current date minus interval 3 month. And now we need to group by the product name. because this is the only column which is non-aggregated. Okay. So what this output will give is basically it will give all the products A, B, C, D and E and the total volume of the summation. But what we need is that we have a condition that it should not be having any zero cells. Now we need to tackle that part particularly. Okay. So now we can give everything inside a CTE with CTE as this. Let's do some formatting. Sorry, it's not happening. Okay, no issue. Okay, let's keep everything as inside the CTE. Now, with CTE as this particular table, what are the output we have got? We need select the product name. We need the product name. What else we need? We need the total cells also. Total cells. Simply copy it from the above table from CTE. That is the table name what we have mentioned, CTE, where this particular one, recent cell flag, it should be greater than 0 according to the condition that we have mentioned. Perfect. Now again we have to put everything inside another CTE, that is with CTE2 as this. We have another condition is that only we need the top 5 records. So select product name, total cells, all these things we need from the above table, that is the recent table, that is the CTE2, where, sorry, we don't need any where condition, CTE2 order by the total cells, order by total cells, and it should be in the descending order, and we need to use the limit 5 because we only need 5 records. We can simply do it by the rank function, but it would have been lengthy, so we'll be using only the limit function. Perfect. This will be our final query. Let's copy this code. Let's go to our SQL editor. Now let's copy the particular code that we have written. Let's run it to see. Okay, it's saying some, I think, car date. It is saying interval 3 months. Sale date should be greater than equal to current date. I think that is a mistake in the spelling. Should be greater than. Okay, now let's run the code once again to see. Okay, it's saying another again. So at line 24 we are having some error because it is saying you have an error in your SQL syntax. Okay, let's see the error with CTE as this. We can shift it. We need the product name, we need the sum of sales volume, and we're giving alias it as total sales, comma, we are using the max function, and we are using the case when sales date should be greater than equal to, it should be current date minus interval 3 month. Then we are using the sales volume L0, and as recent flag, then we are using the from the product cell where the sales date should be greater than equal to current date minus interval 3 month to see, and we are now grouped by the product name. Then again we are using a CTE2 as select product name. We also need the total cells from the CTE, where the recent flag cell should be greater than 0. Then again we are using the product name. Okay, now let's run it to see. No, again it is saying current sales date should be greater than equal to current date minus interval 3 month. Okay, so we have got the error. Actually we have written with again, so it should not be only, we should write the CTE too. So now let's run it. Okay, so we have got the successful output. We have got the product name and the total sales, and the sales, that is B, the product name B is not appearing in the output because it has one of the columns where it is the values at 0. That's why. So yeah, this is how you can actually solve this question. This is quite a tough one, I will say. And these kind of interviews question you can expect when you are going for the round 2 or round 3 interviews, where the volume of SQL is much higher. Okay, so to practice these kind of questions, don't worry about it. I have multiple number of questions available in my channel. You can go through it. Also, I will be posting every day the SQL interview questions that are being asked in top product-based companies or service-based companies, or in banking domain companies also. So make sure to subscribe the channel to get the latest updates when you are opening your YouTube. Until then, keep learning, keep coding. Bye bye, guys. Have a good day.